ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ నమస్కారం. భక్తి భారతి ఛానల్ కి స్వాగతం. NayaSwami Devarshi గారు ఇప్పుడు మనతో పాటు ఉన్నారు. మనం లైఫ్ లో ఎన్నో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ తో సతమతం అవుతూ ఉంటాం. అసలు మన లైఫ్ ఎటు పోతుందో కూడా మనకే కొన్నిసార్లు అర్థం కాదు. ఇలాంటి విషయాలన్నిటి గురించి కూడా చాలా క్లియర్ గా హౌ టు సీ గాడ్, హౌ టు లవ్ గాడ్ అండ్ హౌ టు లవ్ అవర్ సెల్ఫ్స్ అండ్ హౌ టు గెట్ ఇన్ టు సెల్ఫ్ రియలైజేషన్, వీటన్నిటి గురించి కూడా మనకి టీచింగ్స్ అందిస్తూ ఉంటారు. మరి NayaSwami Devarshi గారు రీసెంట్ గా క్రియా యోగా అనే పుస్తకాన్ని రాశారనమాట. ఆయన రాసిన ఎన్నో పుస్తకాల్లో ఇది కూడా ఒక అద్భుతమైన పుస్తకం. సో గురువు గారిని పాలకరించి అసలు పరమహంస యోగానంద గారి గురించి, ఆనంద సంఘ గురించి, అలాగే ఈ క్రియా యోగా గురించి ఎన్నో విషయాలు తెలుసుకుందాం. గురూజీ నమస్తే.
Namaste, Aparna. Thank you.
In the Western countries, 17 is a age where you go rogue, where you go explore many different aspects of materialistic life.
Yeah.
And you chose to come to India. So how about your family's reaction or response, and how did they allow you to come?
Yeah, Americans are very independent-minded. And
oh yes, I forgot that point.
And a teenager of 17, the parents do not have an option in that decision, and in my case.
Okay.
But, I didn't come to India. I've lived in India for 8 years, the last 8 years. I visited many times over the years. But when I moved to basically a spiritual ashram in California at the age of 21 at that point, yeah, my father had passed away just soon after that, but my mother was very concerned. She was alarmed by my choice. She called someone to kidnap me and take me away. She was that concerned about it. She thought I was being brainwashed and taken against my will. And the person she called convinced her otherwise. But over the years, she saw how I was changing. Yeah. And this is the important thing about spirituality and meditation. It needs to be real in the sense that it makes us become better human beings. And it should be clear. You should see change in people. And she saw that in me just within a few years.
Okay.
And I would visit her after 5 years. And rather than trying to kidnap me, she would say to me, okay, dinner is at 6 o'clock tonight, so you need to start your meditation at 5. And she was very supportive because she saw what a profound and really positive change I had gone through.
Right. So kidnapping to asking you to meditate.
Yes.
Wonderful. So that is a wonderful thing. But I have one question, Guruji. Even in Paramahamsa Yogananda teachings, there is this one point where I have read, even though we are in the process of seeking God, we should never leave our materialistic life, which is, contributing to our karma. But that is one definite point he presses on. You should not. So, but why did you do that?
Paramahansa Yogananda, and especially through his disciple Swami Kriyananda, his role in Yoganandaji's expression and work in this world was to bring spirituality into every part of life. And Swami Kriyanandaji wrote 150 books, including books on spiritualizing business, on spiritualizing money and your relationship with money, spiritualizing marriage, family life, relationships, education, music, art, all these things. And so what Yoganandaji brought was to bring God into our life where we are right now, rather than having us reject the outward life. Now, it doesn't mean to indulge in materialism, but it does mean that if you have a karma, dharma, to be a business person, to do it in a high way, where you do it with energy, with creativity, with generosity, giving back to society, rather than telling people to reject the world. Now, Ananda Sangha also has NayaSwami's renunciates, but I was married for 25 years, and my wife, she passed away about 12 years ago. She was a Kriya Yogi.
So sorry.
And this is, for Ananda Sangha, most of our acharyas and leaders are married couples. And this is just a way of showing that spirituality does need to, in this age, it's not about rejection. Again, it's this joy affirming, love affirming, giving, seva, helping others in this world that needs so much help. And so that was the expression of Swami Kriyananda in founding Ananda spiritual
Sangha.
communities. Yeah.
Right. So I have many questions about spirituality in business, spirituality in love, many of the questions. But before going into that topic, I would like to ask about Swami Kriyananda Guruji and your journey with him.
Yeah. It was an unusual journey because I came to him in 1977, as I said, and I was expecting a saint to be this very quiet, humble person sitting under the tree in the forest with a deep, rich voice, speaking very slowly
with the long beard.
and profoundly and all these things. And here he was, he sort of broke my image.
Delusion.
He was intensely high energy, a creative, writing books, singing music, giving talks, very beautiful singer. And I was surprised. I thought, this is not what I had an idea of a saint. And it took me a while to adjust to it. I thought, okay, either he's the most egotistical person I've ever met, or he's a great saint. And I had to decide for myself. I had to see. I wasn't going to accept it on blind faith. And so I watched him. I spent time with him. And then I saw that Yoganandaji himself was really high energy. When he would give lectures, he would come running onto the lecture platform before 2,000 people, his hair flying behind him, shouting and getting people to wake up with his energy. And that's what those two brought, was this very high energy, divine energy, saintliness, because that's what it takes to find God and to break through the shackles of the material sort of density of this world that's like a weight that tends to hold all of us down to some degree. Right. So that was my journey. I was on his personal staff for 7 years and served him and spent time very close to him. So I got to see him in other times than when he was in the public. And I just got to see this person is a great saint and even a great master. Just his kindness, his selflessness, his giving to others, his austerity inwardly, even though outwardly you wouldn't see it. But it was a remarkable education for a young person at that time in America, and something I'm very, very grateful to, more and more grateful all the time.
Right. Every student have a favorite quote from their teachers. So what was yours?
I don't know that I have a favorite quote because his teaching was ongoing and always trying to get us to move forward. And his way of teaching was to take a person where they were at right then and lead them forward in the right direction and without giving them too much all at once.
Okay.
And so what I appreciated most and the teachings that I have the most memory and fondness for is his emphasis on the guru-disciple relationship. And his own discipleship to Paramhansa Yogananda was really, he was almost a demonstration of a great disciple. And everyone wants to be a great guru, but not many people want to be a great disciple. And he was a true disciple. He showed the power of discipleship when you serve the guru your whole life, when every action is dedicated to the guru, even after the guru leaves the body, when all the thoughts are given to the guru. When he would write a book, he would say it was his guru's words, that he was just cooperating and working with his guru's thoughts.
He's just a medium.
He was just a medium for that. And as a medium, we have to put out energy. We can't just sort of wait passively for the guru to just speak through us. We have to cooperate. He called it cooperating with grace, which is putting out the energy, but also cooperating with the divine, with the guru in this case, and feeling his power flowing through us. And that was his great teaching. He told me one time, I asked him, you know, it was my birthday one time, and I had the audacity to ask him for a birthday present of a piece of advice, because he would not impose advice on people. He was not always teaching individuals and imposing his wisdom and forcing it on people. And my heart yearned for that. And I asked him, please give me I yearn for that, for some advice from you. And he said very simply, he said, when you act with the guru speaking through you, working through you, talking through you, moving and acting through you, rather than you acting on your own. And that was his life too. That was really what he did all the way to the end of his life. And he said that near the end of his life, he said he could no longer tell where his thoughts ended and Yogananda's began, because he was
so
always,
much.
Yeah, and he was always trying to tune in. And when you do a lifetime of that, you start to merge into the consciousness of the guru. And that's why he was really a great disciple.